I'm on a time crunch. After my last video, which was a crochet video, go check that out by the way if you haven't. I'm really proud of it. I love the things I made. I even think my video editing is really good. I'm just overall really proud of it. So go check it out if you haven't. But anyway, that video took so much longer than I thought it was going to. So I don't have much time if I want to have this video come out on time. So this week I'll be mushing together 2 of my favorite video ideas that I've done in the past. Over the past few months, I have been going through my closet, of which I have way too many pieces that I do not wear, and taking those pieces and flipping them into new pieces that I hopefully love a lot more. I've been really enjoying that. In fact, I feel like it's all I've been obsessed about for the last few months. But those videos typically take 2 to 3 days at least to film, and I don't have that time. So I thought, why not go back to a little bit of an older popular idea that I used to do that I haven't done in a while, which is, can I do blank in X time? I did like a, can I make my fall wardrobe, spring, summer? I did that for like a year and that was really fun. So I'm gonna see how many of my old pieces I can flip into new pieces that I will actually wear in one day. Let's go. Okay, first up, we are starting with these overalls. I bought them a couple of years ago and they were in this like super sale section. And I thought I got very lucky because denim overalls can be very expensive. I knew they'd be a bit big, but I thought I could fix it. And then they came in having the weirdest leg shape I have ever seen. As you can see, I tried fixing it to some degree, like on the front waist and then a little bit in the leg, but this has just like the weirdest silhouette that feels unfixable. So we're just going to try cutting it off and making them into short joveralls. But instead of cutting them off and letting them fray, I want to actually hem the bottom. Unlike every other pair of jorts and joveralls that I have cut off and just let them fray as much as they wish. So I want there to be about a 4-inch inseam, so I'm cutting them off at 5 inches to make room for the hem. Then I just turned it over 1/2 inch, then another 1/2 inch for the new hem. If you ever notice your hems go a bit wonky, I always start pinning at the side seams because if you line those up at the beginning, your hems stay a lot straighter as you go. The closest color I had was a dark gray, but that will blend in well enough, and I just stitched that down. I had a little bit more time before I was too hungry for breakfast, so I started on my next project, which are these casual wide leg pants. I made these last year, and while I love the pattern I used, which was the Lane pant pattern, I hate the fabric in this style of pant. Online it showed a very dark blue and medium blue check pattern, but I got it in and it was white and light blue. I have no idea how the photograph was so off, but I was pressed for time, so I just went ahead and made it with this fabric, and I just don't wear it because it doesn't work for me. Also, I made the waist a bit too tight, so I was starting off fixing that, but then I realized if that took too long, I wouldn't have anything to show you guys, so I switched to taking off the side cargo inspired pockets because we won't be needing them for my new design, and then I got too hungry, so it was time for a breakfast break. Okay, now that we are back, I can tell you the plan for these, which is to make them into these really cute bloomers. I made a pair of these about a month ago. I wanted it to be a lower waisted pant and it ended up being a little bit too low waisted. So until I can think of a way to fix those, we'll just flip these instead. I need to shorten them first. I need to take about 9 inches off total so that they would end up being ankle length when the lace was added on. So first I cut the excess fabric off and hemmed them. Then it was time to add the lace to the bottom. Now I know I said on my last bloomers video that I didn't think I would like the lace bottom, but honestly, after all was said and done with that project, I think I was wrong. And I have this leftover lace that I didn't use for that project, so it works out perfectly. I cut them out to be about the same size plus an inch so I could do a 1/2 inch seam allowance to sew them together and make a very large tube. By the way, a couple of you guys said that I haven't ever shown the stitch I use for stretch fabric, and since this is a stretch lace, I can show you now. It's beside the regular zigzag stitch, which you can also use for sewing on stretch fabric, but I like this segmented one. It still allows for stretch, but it's especially better if you're working on knits or things that can still fray even though it stretches, and I just like it for everything stretchy at this point. Once they were stitched together, I matched the seam up with the inseam of the pants so that they would be less visible and pinned that onto the bottom. That's why I hemmed the pants earlier, just so everything would be nice and finished on the inside, and I thought it would look weird having an unfinished seam showing through the lace. Then I added elastic because this is the easiest way to make that gathered bloomer effect. You could also create a channel and tie, but I did that on my first pair and I think I'm just always going to wear them like this, so I didn't feel like the extra work was necessary. So I cut the elastic about 6 inches shorter than the full width of the pant leg. Then I used the zigzag stitch to tack them down while gently stretching the elastic as I went along for instant gathering. We were getting on in the day and I was hungry again for lunch, so I skipped fixing the waistband and took a break.
I don't know if I can find my way out. I'm stuck in a prison of doubt. In this tiny shell, and everything is growing up tight. There's no room to breathe, and nobody is watching at night. I wanna rise up. Need a friend to shake me out again. Need a friend to shake me out again.
My next piece for the day is this sundress. I suppose it's a sundress. This dress is okay. I like the idea behind the dress, but I hate dresses that push my boobs down, and the silhouette is just weird to me. But I ignored all those things because back in the day I absolutely loved this pattern, but I haven't worn it since buying it about 2 years ago. So let's fix it. I finally got somewhat more presentable for the day, but it's gonna be a sweatpants day. And yes, I did take quite a long lunch break because I thought I was ahead of schedule, which doesn't last long. I really hate how the back is longer than the front, so I tied an elastic around my waist and pushed the back up to make it more even all the way around and marked that new waistline. Now, originally, and I know this is going to shock people who've watched me before, but I was going to make this into a skirt. I have a really old pair of shorts that are in a similar color, and I thought it would be perfect and easy to just mesh both of those pieces together. But I was playing around and thought this would kind of make a cute drop waist dress, which would be different for you guys because I could literally make myself 15 different skirts if given the chance, and it would be something a bit different in my closet. So let's go for that instead. First step is taking out the pockets, which I hate to do, but they would be at my boobs, which is a weird placement for a side pocket. I wasn't sure if at that point I could slip it on, so I also cut out the back shirring section and straps. I tried on this length of skirt and tried my best to mark where it would fit for me for a dress around my chest. This took several attempts to make it look right, as a straight line would look weird across my bum, but if I took it in too much, it pulled weirdly at the sides. So I also had to take it in a bit at the gathered section at the bottom, as it stuck out weirdly at the back. This took many tries, but eventually I got it looking okay. Then I flipped over what was now the top of the dress to even it out, since I had originally marked this edge to go around my waist, so it was a bit uneven when put around my chest instead. I had realized by this point that I didn't need the shirt section to slip it over my body, and instead just cut off the straps and attached them to the new top section. At the same time, I also used my leftover bias tape to finish off the top edge of the dress. I feel as if this bias tape is going to last me forever. I've been using it as my bias tape for over a year now, and I use bias tape a lot. We'll have to have like a little mini funeral when it's finally done. And I finished this just in time for dinner, and let me show you the final results. This is definitely better. The legs don't do that weird thing anymore because they're gone, but the general fit is still kind of strange. I'm wondering if I should sculpt out the front a little bit and make it take up a little bit less visual space, and maybe get these like little pant tightener adjuster things, because there's no buttons. I just slip this on. I don't know. Let me know your opinion. For now, this could definitely be something I wear when I want to be super casual, so at least it's wearable now. If you had told me that this would be my favorite at the beginning of this video, I don't know if I would have believed you, but I love these. This fabric goes so much better with this style of pant, and I could admit when I'm wrong. The lace actually looks really good on the bottom. Bloomers are such a fun and unique item of clothing, and doing this flip took so little time. I'm just so happy with the final result. Overall, I really like this one, but one, I don't tend to like a straight across neckline with straps, and I didn't think of that when I tried it on and was sewing it, and two, because I already cut a bit off of the waist at the beginning of the project, it ended up being just like a bit too short by the end, which is kind of cool because I put on the shorts underneath, which give it a unique look, but I don't know if I like that look. So I'm gonna live with this for now, and maybe like next year, I'll either play around with the neckline and make it a V-neck or something, or just make it into the skirt like the original plan. But that's gonna be it for me this week. I hope you had a good time. If you did, be sure to subscribe. Liking and commenting also really help me out. And I hope to see you back here next time. Bye.